Why oh why did the setting have to be snow? And we were going so nicely, too. We almost went a whole season without it. I'm heartbroken. Not. If anything, I'm happy because it's the last episode of this season, so that's something to look forward to. Although Thomas was having a hard time seeing Percy's dilemma.
Come on, Percy. This is no time to have a rest. I'm stuck, moaned Percy, and my funnel's freezing up. Driver's gone for help. Ha! Huffed Thomas, and went on his way. Later, Thomas had to help clear snow by a tunnel, but it was too deep.
Okay, somehow I feel like Thomas is being sarcastic, but at the same time serious. I would hope he understands his best friend is stuck under that mound of snow. It's almost unreasonable to think otherwise. Even he got stuck at the standard and narrow gauge tunnel run by. So to pass the time, Rusty, the narrow gauge orange box who was there, told him a story dealing with snow.
Skarloey was working the line to the slate mine in the mountains. When the snow came, it was difficult to work. They used the snow as a double buffer zone to help stop cars skidding through the ravine. One day, Skarloey set off to the mines with some empty cars.
Yeah, being surrounded by those large cliffs doesn't look all that friendly. And his driver could sense it too. You mean to tell me whoever laid that track down to begin with never took that into consideration before? That person is stupid. At the same time, the winch that operated the trucks above was on the fritz.
The sound of your engine in the freight cars could cause an avalanche. I'll set off an emergency cap and see what happens. Skarloey watched as his driver prepared it. Then they ran over the cap. The bang echoed around the gorge.
And yet nothing happened, surprisingly. Even so, I wouldn't take the chance. I understand work has to be done, and some hazards may occur, but ones that are that obvious, it would be best to turn around. As opposed to the winch that couldn't turn at all when one of its truck lines derailed. And if we have troublesome trucks involved, we know what that means, don't we?
The winch groaned. Break it! Snap it, shouted the freight cars. And they did. On, faster, faster, they giggled. The snowbank and buffers will stop them, said a workman. But he was wrong.
Darn right he was. That snowbank did squat. I truly wonder what goes on in those gray rectangle faces of those troublesome trucks. Do they know their reckless behavior will be that fatal? It's almost like they want to hurt themselves. I don't get it. Anyway, with the trucks colliding on the snow, it started the thing Skarloey and his crew were hoping wasn't going to happen anytime soon. Oh, I'm sure everyone was enjoying that. Snow, it's silly soft stuff. It won't stop an engine. Instead, it'll bury them alive. Congrats, we just witnessed how much worse snow in general can be. And Peter Sam thought he had it bad when it came to losing his funnel to a giant icicle. How about now? I feel like if he had witnessed this, he wouldn't mind it anymore. No Terrence the Tractor would be able to save him from that.
And then came the funny part. What's the funny part about an avalanche? Asked Thomas. Well, no one knew that the heat from Skarloey's engine had helped to make an igloo. It's a snowball. It's a snow house. It's an engine.
I don't know if this is physically possible, but it would be cool, no pun intended, if that was legit. But somehow I don't think that process would be instantaneous considering it wasn't just snow that piled on them. It was also a good bunch of trucks filled with slate. But yeah, the magic of science, or convenient writing, I guess. And once the story was finished, Thomas was clear of the snow, until Gordon came by and blew it all back on him. Thankfully, he got what was coming to him, too.
Then it happened. Oh no. Help! Cried Gordon. If Skarloey survived a snowfall, surely a big, proud engine like you can do the same, chuckled Thomas. Paw, moaned Gordon from within, and then fell as silent as the snow.
What kind of answer is that? As much as I'm not fond of Baldwin voicing Gordon, that answer was pretty comical. Oh, what a doof. Anyway, this was an interesting tale of just how bad snow can get. We have seen avalanches before and other snow issues in past episodes, but this by far was the worst to be shown. Sure, Thomas did get buried himself one time in Season 2's Christmas special, but it was more of a surface burial, and it was only snow. Skarloey got hit with almost twice as much snow and several loaded trucks on top of him to boot. It really isn't that wonderful sounding. And as we've seen again, troublesome trucks will always find a way to break away and cause havoc. For locations, we got a couple different areas, and this time shown in the snow. Places like the narrow and standard gauge tunnel run by, the narrow gauge slate quarry, Echo Pass ravine, and even the windmill are shown. All cool to see with fluffy crap hanging around. As for music goes, we had incidental music, but also the Skarloey Railway theme, along with the runaway theme when the trucks break away from the winch. And that's it! We have completed Season 5. And what a season it was! It's crazy how most of the stories this round were just so intense in contrast to other seasons. So many crashes and dangerous scenarios. Things have changed a lot, and it's only going to get more interesting. It's amazing how far we are as it is. Here's why. As we get closer to the more recent seasons, which I know we still have quite a ways to go, we will begin to enter the specials territory. And it will be important to cover those as well because they will begin to play a part in the continuity of the show. But to be clear, the reviews of the specials will be carried out like many other film reviews. Spoiler free. They will not be reviewed like I do my commentary videos. That's not to say you have to watch reviews of the specials first before moving on to the next season. But if you do, you will be following the chronological order of which everything was released under the Thomas and Friends banner. So if you want to follow it this way, please watch my review of Thomas and the Magic Railroad first, and then move to Season 6. If not, next episode is Salty Secret. See you in Season 6. Thanks for watching.